Hey y'all. Hey. Y'all, I always have to make sure my camera is cleared up. I don't know why. Weird thing. Hey, how y'all doing? Happy Wednesday, y'all. Happy Wednesday. I'm here. It's November 8th. This is day 8 of this amazing go live every day in November, which could turn to go live every day for me, honey, because I really don't mind. It doesn't feel like a difficult task for me to do here. It does not. All right. So last night, I don't know if y'all saw my live from last night, but your girl was tired. Okay. Let me tell you, I was tired. Uh and I got on here and gave it my very best, the best energy that I could muster up at uh almost midnight. It was very close to midnight, between 11 and midnight. And I said, I'm not going to do that again. There's no way I'm supposed to be talking to anybody at 11 o'clock at night. I'm just not supposed to do it. All right. So there are a few things I need that I would like to ask. Just requests from the fam if y'all could help me out here. Um, so for those of you who don't know, just a month and a few weeks, maybe like a month and a week ago, 5 weeks ago, I did not have a YouTube channel at all. How did I get here? How did I get here in YouTube land? So I always thought that having a YouTube channel or doing something on YouTube would be really cool. And it was one of those sort of things like I'll get to it when I have time. Something I realized though is you're never really going to have time. You're never really going to have time. And so I was hanging with a group of friends and they started talking about their YouTube channels, which pretty much everybody in the group had a YouTube channel that was built with followers and ready to go. And they said, we're going to do a challenge. We're going to do a short every day in the month of October. And I don't even know if they talked about this part for November, but I just happened on the conversation and hopped in. And 5 minutes later, I had a YouTube channel. And I did my shorts every day in the month of October and I enjoyed it. So I loved what I learned about YouTube last month and I'm continuing to learn and I love it. So, my request of you is to make sure that you subscribe to my page because I want to grow this thing and I really want to come here and add value in an organic, just friendly, fun way. No scripts, no, organized talking points at all times, but just a great place to hash out um, information. All right. So my name is Tanisha James. I go by Coach Tuka. I am a transformational coach and speaker, and I help people create habits or create routines that allow them to change their life in a lasting and impactful way. And so that's pretty much what I will talk about here. Things that are about your mindset. I love talking about mindset, self awareness, being aware of who you are, hacks on how to manage your time better, how to be more productive. Um, I'm a believer, so I talk about God. Who knows? It's just a plethora of things. I'm also a former educator, so I have to reword my words. I got to say it differently. I keep saying that I'm a former educator, and I'm not. So I'm a former classroom teacher, but I will always be an educator. I was actually born to do that, and I will always do that, whether I'm in the classroom or not. And so for 10 years, I was a classroom teacher, but I am a perpetual educator. All right. So today, what I want to talk about is what the real reason is that, and I said you, but I mean people, because it's received better when we're talking about other people. When folks we know, and we might be included in that list of folks we know, but when people, and it could include us, are always getting ready to get ready, you get an idea, you have a feeling in your heart of something that you want to be different, or God inspires you to move in some way, or to change an area of your life, or to go for a dream, or to do something different. And you get this inspiration and you're so inspired, and most people immediately start the preparation phase. So you sit down, you get all the things. Say you're going to start a podcast, you get all the cameras, you get all the mics, you get all the, equipment, the double screens, you get your guests lined up, you get everything all neat and organized. Say you're about to lose weight, you buy all the fruits, you buy all the vegetables, you get your water subscription, you join the gym, You're doing all the things, right? You're going to start a business. You get everything that it takes to get that business going, right? And you're doing all the preparation. What I've noticed is in people and in me, because I am people, right? And so I have a saying where I say people be people, and sometimes I'm people and I be peopling. But what I've noticed is the moment we get the idea, is very quick for we're very quick to start preparing, and we have the best intentions when we start the preparation phase. I don't want to like discount, like saying it's not important to prepare. We do need, there is some preparation that needs to happen, but sometimes we never graduate from preparation to execution, right? So there's a lot of dreaming and saying what you're going to do. And I want to talk to you, if this is you, it's actually a form of self sabotage. And I want to talk to you about the real reason you people don't always, or most people don't move from preparation to execution. I'm only going to give you three because we really could be here all night. Um, so I'm only going to give you three. The first reason I believe that people struggle to move from preparation to execution is because they're afraid that they will fail. All right. So a lot of times when we're making decisions, sometimes when you have a really, really big goal or a thing that you've decided to do, and you're making that decision, there's a moment where you may potentially start to doubt yourself, maybe feel a little afraid, right? And be concerned about your ability to do said thing. I want you to know that those feelings are normal unless you were like a robot, right? As a human, it is normal to experience those feelings. It's probably normal to just stop right there when you experience those feelings. But I would submit to you, if you want to move from one level to another in your life, you will have to push past those feelings of fear. Okay? And do it anyway, even though you're wondering if it's going to work. All right? So, the first thing I want to say about this is when we have a fear of failing is actually like a lack of faith, because what we want to experience is for God to tell us it's gonna be all right. You're gonna start this business and you are about to blow up, right? You're gonna marry this person and everything's gonna be perfect. You're gonna have children and they're going to be amazing. You're going to make this investment and it's gonna be the best. You're gonna quadruple your money. You're gonna start the business. You're gonna do all these things, and we want to know before we even start. You're going to start the diet and you're going to be all of a sudden be healthy and medication free and lose all the weight. We want that guarantee, because what we're really after is the thing, not the process of getting the thing. So the truth is, you might fail. You just might fail. It is possible, but it's also possible that you might win. And so you have to decide which one of these possibilities will you focus on the most. Failure is a very real possibility. So you could choose to allow the chance that you could fail cause you to stop and paralyze you from doing anything else. Or you could say, you know what, I'm going to bet on me and I'm going to go for it anyway. All right. And even if I fail, have enough faith to know that it's going to be all right. See, there's something that happens when we believe God for something, right? So a lot of times we praying and we like, God, do this. Do this thing for me. Like he a genie and we run him like he worked for us or something. Lord, I need you too, right? So the truth is, sometimes he ain't going to do it. But sometimes he's going to give you the strength, like the mental fortitude, the creativity to make it happen, right? It's not going to be this magical thing that just all of a sudden happens, right? It might be, I was afraid. Oh, Lord, I was so scared, but I did it anyway. And what I found is those fears weren't real, because when that happens, that is how God gets glorified. If he just gave us every like desire of our heart and nothing developed in us, where does the glory come in that? Right? But when you say, I didn't know if this was going to work and I had to trust God. I didn't know if I could do it and I had to trust God. I didn't know if this was possible, but I had to depend on him. That's where the glory happens. All right. So, fear failure. Okay, you're afraid, you're nervous, you're wondering if you can do it. The only way you're ever going to find out if you can do it is to do it. That's the only way you're going to find out if you can do it. It's just do it. All right. If it fails, trust God. See, and this is another thing. Fear of failure also comes when I am moving because I told me to do it. But when I'm in regular communication with God and I know that He told me to do it, as long as I'm doing what He told me to do, I'm winning. And when I do it with the right heart, I believe He's going to bless it because that's how He gets the glory, which is the whole purpose of anything we want anyway. That's a whole nother story. So the fear of failure could come on from why you're doing. Do you just want money so you can have money? Do you just want a new house so you can have a bigger house? Or do you want more money because when you get blessed, other people get blessed? Do you want a bigger house? Because when I get a house, y'all getting blessed too. So who is attached to the blessing that you receive? See, that's what God really want to know. So what you're doing it for? So that's where some of the fear of failure can come from. So we talked about fear of failure. Another thing that could create that I have this idea, I've declared it, I've told everybody what I'm gonna do. I believe it in the bottom of my heart. I'm gonna make this happen. And then I do nothing and I flatline is the fear of unknown. Understand this. The nature of humans, like we are designed for comfort, like to adapt in a way that creates comfort for us. So anytime we don't know what's happening here, I'm gonna give you a couple of examples. One could even be this YouTube channel, because I was talking to somebody and they said I could never go live on YouTube, and I'm like, but you could though. And when I asked them, their reason was like, I need this piece of equipment. I've got to have this. I got to have all this. I'm like, no, you can go from your phone, baby. You don't have to have all the things. So it's possible to move without having all the steps figured out. It's possible to move feeling extremely uncomfortable as you're doing it, but moving according to what God told you to do and trusting that he'll guide you. He'll give you the directions. He'll give you the instructions. He will tell you what to do that will lead you to where he wants you to be. So sometimes it isn't God, take away the fear. Lord, help me deal with the fear in a healthy way. Help me to trust you more than I trust me. But we'd be like, Lord, just take it away. Help me feel better. Because we don't like to be uncomfortable. So whenever we're in an unfamiliar or unknown territory, our instinct is to run back to what feels comfortable. You're going to have to be okay operating outside of that comfort zone. All right. I remember on my weight loss journey, for those of you who don't know me, I went on a health journey maybe like 3 years ago. It's been probably 3.5 years. Lost a significant amount of weight, depending on the day of the week, fluctuate between 70 and 80. Okay. Went on a significant health journey, changed my entire life, healed illnesses that I thought I would leave this world with because my entire family got off medication. And if I sat here and told you that every day, the first day that I went, so I had a coach who knew what to do. I trusted my coach. I trusted what she told me to do. I believed her when she said it would work, but I wasn't totally sure. And if I would say that everything she told me to do, that I was like, okay, girl, hop to it. Let's do it. There were some times when in my head, I'm like, oh, she didn't bump her head. If she think I'm about to, but I did it anyway. I did it anyway because what I knew is my comfortable way of living, that what's comfortable is I've run out of time and I didn't prepare a meal. So let me swing by Wendy's or Domino's or insert Chick-fil-A, wherever you go. That's comfortable. And it would have been easy to do. So I was more afraid of staying. I didn't know I was sick though. I was gonna say staying as sick as I was, but I didn't realize I was sick. But I knew that I was I was more uncomfortable then. And I knew that the way I felt wasn't the way I was supposed to feel, even when I didn't know how to feel better. I didn't know. I didn't know. And I will say, not every day of that journey was pleasant, that I was sure about it. Um, but I just chose to keep taking one foot in front of the other because I believe that God had sent her to me to heal me. I really believe that God had sent her to me to help me lose 50 pounds. That was my original thought. And then as I started losing the weight, when I got off my blood pressure medication, I was like, oh, we doing something. Oh, this something different right here. I need to see what's popping over here because things were changing. Okay. And so that's what I want to submit to you, that like you probably are going to be uncomfortable. You're going to be nervous. You're going to be scared. You're going to be concerned that you won't be able to do it. You'll be concerned that you won't be able to keep up what you started, but just keep moving. Because this is what I know to be true. What's uncomfortable today becomes your new normal if you keep doing it. So there are things that when I first started doing it, for example, my diet included no leafy greens. Salad. Okay, if we put eggs and cheese and ranch and chicken on it, we talking. But these leafy greens with this healthy dressing and vegetables, this is new. Today, it's a breeze. When I first became a teacher, like God told me, it's so funny, y'all, because I had a job that I was a claims adjuster and I kind of liked the job. I didn't like the way the job made me feel because of the nature of like claims that you come in contact with. They can be very sad, and just the way my heart is designed, I can't hardly take that. So my energy just don't be there when I'm thinking about these different stories and things. So I didn't like that part, but I thought the job was interesting in the sense that it was very interesting how quickly accidents can happen and things could change, and who was at fault, and the dynamics of like the way the body moves and what injuries are caused from this particular, like I was intrigued by those things. I felt like it was an impactful job because you really are talking to people in a like a stressful time. So that's like my gift to kind of encourage. So I was able to do that, but just some of the stories were just so sad, and it didn't feel good to me. So when I transitioned out of that job, I was like, God, what else should I do? And I thought about it, and I was like, if I could do anything, like I didn't want the teacher check because it was definitely lower than my claims adjuster check. I was like, I don't want that check, but I would be a teacher. So I went through the process of getting my certification to teach, and it required me to take some classes and some tests. So it wasn't like you just wake up today and you're a teacher tomorrow. Like I think it was a year before I walked into the classroom because I still had to take classes and had to take a licensing exam, get my license, and all these things. So I'm saying all that to say, when I finally got it might have been longer than a year. Let me see. That was anyway, it doesn't matter. When I finally got my teaching license, got my first teaching job, which was like an amazing. Y'all, the school I was at, everybody told me I wasn't gonna like it. They were like, "You're not gonna like it there. The principal is this, the school is that, the kids are that." When I tell you, I love that school. I love the community. I like it was like a family to me. Okay, but when I first walked in that building, those children were so ginormous. I am 5'2", and those children were like looked like giants to me. And they were playing and doing all these things that high school kids do, and laughing and loud and cursing and just being high school kids in this really big building. And I remember walking in saying, "Oh my God, these kids are gonna eat me for lunch." That's literally what I said to myself, like, this gonna be something. My principal came by my room the day before school started, and she gave me some of the best advice that I could ever have received from a leader. I'm not gonna repeat it, but the gist was, this is your classroom. This is your classroom. Manage it. And I don't know why, but those words that she gave me, I literally did that. And my children knew I loved them, but they knew I wasn't going to play with them. And when I tell you I'm still that way today, I can walk into a room of hundreds of high school kids and command respect them, have a great time, and leave without being afraid. But I didn't start that way. My first day, I was shaking, I was nervous, I was so uncomfortable, I was so scared. I was so scared, but I did it anyway. Today, it is nothing. I could walk into anybody's classroom at almost any school. It was a pretty rough school I was at, but there's some that might be a little rougher. But I was never afraid at that school. I never felt like my safety was maybe into the end, but I never felt like my safety was in jeopardy for at least the first 4 years. I was there for 5 years. So at least the first 4 years, I never felt like my safety was in jeopardy. But the first day, I was so uncomfortable. I was so scared. When I tell you I was so scared, all right? The same with exercise. Today, I exercise every single day. When I first started, I was like, "Whoo, child, I gotta do this exercise again." But today it is my new normal. So if you learn to operate outside of your comfort zone, what is uncomfortable today will create your new normal. But what happens is we get so nervous or so just overwhelmed with the discomfort that we feel that we want to stop it, and we retreat to what's comfortable, and we never grow. We never move. We never develop to what we're fully capable of. We never reach our full potential. We never do what God intended for us to do. We never get to do what we were called to do because we would prefer to be comfortable. All right. So the last one that I want to give you is perfectionism. All of these, I want to be clear, have something to do with your faith and how much you trust that the direction of your life is not solely controlled by you. So understanding that I don't need to know every step, but I serve a God that says it's good. So it's going to be good, even if it's not what I'm asking him to do. Even, even if I don't get what I want, it's still going to be good. In the process, God's going to do something with me. I'm going to depend on him and lead him, need him more. And something's going to happen here that will serve as an example that other people can see. Look what God did. So I don't even take it as coincidence that because truth be told, how this whole thing happened was I just happened to reach out to my coach, but she wasn't the only coach I reached out to. I reached out to multiple coaches. So what if I would have selected a different coach? I may have never been free of blood pressure medication. See, this is the good side of the unknown, right? We tend to focus on, oh, it could go bad. Like I could gain all this weight back, or I could, I'm never going to be able to eat my favorite dessert anymore, right? We focus on that side. But the good side is I chose the right coach, and had I made a different decision, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. My family wouldn't be the people that they are today. So there can be some good to the unknown, but it will require you to trust God more than you trust you. That could be number 4. Sometimes we put way too much faith. It's number 3. It's my number 3. We put way too much faith in ourselves and not enough faith in the person who's the real orchestrator of our lives. Not saying that he's going to do everything. You don't have to do some stuff now. But guess what? There's no desire there's nothing you do or nothing you have that will like thwart his will. The things that he can make happen in his power, why trust anything more than him? And I know it's easier said than done. And again, I literally had to write in my journal this morning. I've the last 2 days, I just been running behind schedule, and guess what's the one thing that just don't get done? My time with God. And even like one day when I did do my time with God, so this I would have to probably say 3 days, because one day I did do my time with God, and it was a real quick rush, like, okay, Lord, thank you. All right, okay, journal, okay, woo, read a word, okay, right? But I wasn't in his presence. Right. So today I said, you know what? There's no task that I have that's more important than this. And I'm not gonna do another thing. Like if I don't get to nothing else today, I'm gonna do this. And so this is gonna be my next thing, and everything can wait. And so I had to repent in my journal, in my praying, to say, forgive me, Lord, for thinking that anything else was more important than this, and allowing this to be the thing that I didn't get to. And so how I got here, and the point I'm trying to make is, you have to be in regular um, conversation with him, so that you can recognize his voice when he's telling you what to do. So if I didn't talk to God, I'd be nervous too. I'd be afraid too. But I know what he told me when I talk to him, not just me deciding what I'm going to do. All right. So number one was fear of failure. Being afraid just jacks our decision making all the way up. All right. Because we're so afraid that something won't go a particular way, or it's gonna be terrible. I submit to you, it's not gonna be as terrible as you think it's gonna be. And no matter what comes, God has given you enough strength and enough power within you. Strength that comes from him is in you, and you can overcome it, even if it doesn't go the way you think it's gonna go. All right? And you have to believe that. Number two is fear of the unknown. We don't like to be uncomfortable, so we're trying our best to get back to our comfort zone. And I'm saying, stay right here in the discomfort zone. It will become comfortable. All right. And it will become comfortable, and you'll enjoy it as you're on this next level, enjoying what the discomfort has created for you. All right. All of it is unknown. Because even if I get what I'm asking God for, if I ask God to make me a millionaire tomorrow, I don't even really know like the ins and out of what that looks like. I don't know what that whole experience is gonna be like. So it's all an unknown. Anything I've never experienced before is an unknown. But when I trust him more than I trust me, I know whatever the unknown is, me and him gonna navigate this together, and it's gonna be all right. All right. So fear of failure, fear of the unknown, or getting outside of your comfort zone. And if you want any type of success, success of any type is uncomfortable. One of my I used to hear somebody say, I can't remember if it was Jim Rohn or who said it, but they would say if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. And so that's the reason why it's uncomfortable, because you look left, you look right, and the people around you are doing something different. And it seems like the normal thing, or what everybody else is doing, is possibly what you should be doing. Hey, Jump Rope Grandma. Hey, JRG. Thank you for hitting me up in the chat. I love, because I don't know who's on here until this chat tell me so. But yeah, so it's like you think that what you see other people doing, you assume that's comfortable. You assume they're comfortable. All right. So it's fear of failure, fear of the unknown. The number three is perfectionism. It's still a lack of faith, because perfectionism says, until I get this exactly right and perfect, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do, I gotta check all the boxes and do all the things. And I want y'all to know this was something that I had to work to overcome. So the way that okay, there were a couple of things that helped me with perfectionism, because my personality style is very like rules oriented. Like I'm a follower of the rules, okay? And I think we should all follow the rules. So I'm always trying to follow the rule, right? I had to learn, like, you can follow all the rules and still gonna be wrong. So the way I got free, one of the ways I got free, was my mentor, Eric Thomas. I was a follower of Eric Thomas. He said, done, and he might not even been the first person to say it, but he the first person heard say it, so he gonna get the credit. He said, done is better than perfect when perfect ain't done. And so even if I produce something and it's just right, it's absolutely perfect, but I've missed the opportunity because I took so long trying to get everything perfect, what are we doing? When I've seen people who have produced things in their life and they're not as perfect as what I'm trying to create, and they out here winning with their imperfections. The other thing is you have to surrender this idea that you even perfect. So you have to accept that I'm human. I'm not God. So I'm imperfect anyway. So I had to embrace the fact that I mess up every single day. Every day I'm messing up something. Every single day. And it's still okay. Now, does that mean I don't give my best? I still give my best, but I am an imperfect human. Sometimes I think thoughts I shouldn't be thinking. Sometimes I say words I shouldn't be saying. I waste time sometimes like I shouldn't be wasting time. I treat people ways I shouldn't treat them all the time because I'm not perfect. All right? Realizing that I'm not perfect helped me to be okay with the imperfect people. So I won't be out here treating people. So now I'm more graceful because I'm able to say, she human. He human. And I understand the requirement that God has of me to forgive. Knowing that, I used to struggle with forgiveness because I thought, I used to struggle with forgiveness because I felt like I need to get my lip back. You have free. Oh, okay. I love it. Thank you, Miss Annette. Yeah, I felt like I had to get my lick back. I felt like you did this to me and I'm gonna do this to you. You did me wrong, so I had a right to do you wrong. And what I had to realize is I don't have the right to do nothing. I ain't gotta get no licks back. I'm not serving the God, not serving the God I serve. If it's any licks to get back, he got it. So to trust him more than I trust me. So I ain't gotta worry about getting no licks back. Now, forgiveness don't mean we gonna go back to the way we were. That don't mean you're gonna have the same level of access. It don't mean we gonna still move the way we used to move. That's not what forgiveness means. Forgiveness for me means I'm not gonna harbor resentment towards you in my heart. I'm not gonna roll my eyes every time somebody say your name. I'm not gonna talk bad about you behind your back. I'm gonna release it to who? My Heavenly Father, who could handle it better than I could any day. So I'm out here throwing hands for no reason. Not literally, because I've never been a fighter. But I'm gonna say this: I've never been a really much. Now I say this, I take it back. I'm not. I usually don't start fights. I'll say that I'm not a person who's going to aggressively start a fight, but I will defend myself. All right. But I never been one to be out here just throwing hands. But the words, the way I used to baby throw these words sometimes, thinking I'm checking somebody or reading somebody. Today I'm so clear. I don't have to. I don't have to. And there's such freedom in knowing that's a battle I don't have to fight. Now I do have to be aware of people's, integrity levels, how they move in the world and things like that. I do have to be aware. But baby, me going off on you and rolling my neck and checking you for what? So my blood pressure could be ran up. So now the next time I meet somebody that remind me of you, I don't fool with them because I did this before. And all right. So get clear on the fact. This is the point I'm trying to make. How did I get here, y'all? This is the point I'm trying to make. A lot of times we don't move from preparation to execution because we're trying to get the thing just doggone perfect and it's not going to happen. Right. So give the very best you can. I do believe in everyday excellence. So I believe that every day you should be giving the very best you can in that day. My excellence look different. Yesterday I had very little excellence. I don't know why. I just didn't have a lot of get up and get it. And I can probably talk tomorrow about what to do with it. Nope, I'm gonna talk about it today when I finish this. But just recognize that I'm imperfect. All I gotta do is give my best and God will bless all of that. So do what God told you to do. Start moving with the pieces kind of shaky. not completely worked out, start moving in and watch God pull that thing together and surprise you, blow your mind. All right. So flawed action, imperfect action beats no action, stuck preparing for perfection any day. So just start moving. Just start moving. All right. Do what you can do today and allow God and the rest to take care of yourself. Your job, your job is to protect the posture of your heart. So that's another reason why I can't afford to be offended or not forgive, because the posture of my heart is affected and I can't purely do what God called me to do if my heart is full of like bitterness, anger, resentfulness, and all these things, vengeance. So just do the best you can do and trust God with the rest. All right, so here we go. These are the three reasons. I'm gonna go on to something else. These are the three reasons why people don't move from preparation to execution. They're afraid they're gonna fail. Failure is a very real possibility. It could happen. You could fail. But when you have faith, you know that even if I fail, God got me. And everything that's for me is for me. And if I stay in close communication with him, he gonna reveal that to me. And as long as I walk in accordance with what he told me to do, it will be blessed. And I don't know all the pieces and the ins and outs. So fear of the unknown is reason number two. I don't know. I'm sitting here with it, the pieces looking kind of shaky, but I have to trust that these weird shaky pieces are gonna create something. And I just keep moving, even though I have no idea how this story gonna end. All right. Next is perfection, perfectionism. Realize you're not perfect. So you can work all day preparing and get all the ducks in a row. Guess what? You can get all the ducks in a row and some still gonna be wrong. There's gonna be something you didn't think of. There's something you didn't consider. There's something you left out. There's something you could have done better. Even if you get it to what you think is perfect, it's always because you are imperfect and it's okay. So be okay with being imperfect. When I tell you, when I started accepting that about me, baby, your girl just got a little free because I'm just like, honey, trying to get it right all the time. Um, it's never gonna happen. So just start moving with it not completely worked out. Just start moving and God bless it. All right. So I want to just encourage you to take some time to think about how you have done this in your life. Like, how have you allowed these three things or other things to cause you to stay in this sort of preparation mode where you don't move and you never execute. All right. And then I want you to make a commitment that you're going to start taking actions towards your goals. I want you to commit that you're going to take action on your goals. Afraid, uncomfortable, and imperfect. You're going to move. All right. And watch what God do. All right. So that's all I got, y'all. And we've been on here for almost 40 minutes. Does anybody have any questions before we go? I do want to say this. I'm having a master class on Monday called Happy New Year Now. And the reason I'm having this is what we're talking about today. Is somebody waiting on January 1 to start moving on these goals? I'm trying to create a massive movement of people who are taking immediate action, developing habits that are going to change their life, and start focusing on their goals so they can start making meaningful progress that's lasting, so that when January 1 comes, 2 months from now, they won't just be getting started. 2 months from now, they will be in full stride, rocking and rolling. I've said it so many times before. It's almost like, I know y'all probably don't know what this is like, but I used to have this old, it was my first car, it was either a 91 or a 92. I think it was like a 91 or a 92. And the year that I owned said vehicle might have been 2000. Nope, I think I owned that car. It was either 01 or 02. The point is, it wasn't a new car. So when I would crank my baby up, it would just take her a minute. You know what I'm saying? It would just take her a minute. She'd be a little sluggish, especially if it's cold outside. She moving a little slow. Okay. But when I tell you, it was a Honda now, it was a Honda Accord. Once she get warmed up, is no stopping her. We was speed racing, flying down the highway, okay? Because my mama called me Speedy Gonzalez for a reason. I drive much safer now. Once I became a mother, I conditioned myself to, you know, design some new driving habits. But man, me and my baby be rolling. But it took her a minute to get warmed up. All right. This is what's happening with your life, with your goals. Okay. January 1, you're not going to be off to the races. You're not going to just wake up on January 1 and be different because you said it on December 31st. Tomorrow's a new day. It's a new year. I used to get upset, y'all, if I had the perfect plan for my new year coming up. And then on January, like if somebody started, if I get in an argument or anything, don't go just right. I know this probably just me, not y'all. But if January 1 messed up, I used to have an attitude like they done messed up my whole doggone year. They done messed up my whole year playing with me on January 1 because I wanted January 1 to be so perfect. It's the first day of the year. It has to be right. It's not going to happen. You're not going to wake up different on the first day of the year. You're not going to wake up doing all these things perfect. But if you start now, you will be in full stride. But see, a lot of people going to say, you know, I got this intention. I'm going to start now. And you are going to do it until about Tuesday of next week. All right? Because there's a couple of key things that you need in your life to help you execute in a way that January 1, you have momentum and you're not warming up. And so if you want to know what those things are, I will see you on Monday at 6:30 p.m. Miss Annette, do you have a link? I should have a link. I should have had it. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to get y'all this link because I want y'all to be able to register. I should have had it. Give me a second. But long story short, the point I'm trying to make is this. You have so many decisions that you could really be making. And the ones that involve you not moving towards a new or next level of your life are the reasons why people do things like I did, like spend 15 years of your life and you're going to do a thing. Yeah, I don't know the link. Okay, I'm going to give y'all this. I don't know my Bitly link. I'm sorry. I should have had this ready. It just occurred to me. Look at this imperfect action though. Look at this. I'm imperfectly giving you this link because this is not the link I normally share publicly, but this is the one y'all going to get today. So if you want to join us on Mondays, Monday at 6:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern. 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern. Monday. And we're going to be talking about things, actions that you can take now so that you can be making momentum in the new year, not just getting started with the rest of the people. All right. So that won't be you just hopping on the treadmill for the first time. That won't be you. You're not going to be that person. All right. So that's all I got, y'all. It's 43 minutes in. I think I did good today. And I have way more energy to work on some of my goals. I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank y'all for coming and hanging out with me. I got to do better about posting earlier. So get on over here and hang out because I'm going to be here over here in this YouTube land. All right. I love y'all to life. And I pray that y'all have an amazing evening. And I will see you tomorrow.